What's up, manga fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and welcome back to another review of the Breaker New Waves. This week's chapter 168. So, sorry for this, upload being late. You guys should probably already know why it was uploaded late, so I'm not going to go into it. But here it is. The chapter was great. Very much enjoyed it. Everyone should be happy about the way it ended. I was, because finally, you might as well say Chun-Woo's awakening. But as I said, the whole chapter in a whole was, quite full. It was a lot of filler. There was a lot to talk about. It's funny because we had quite a few, perspectives and views from this. Like at the beginning, we have Jae-Gal kind of, groveling to Jung-Chang, apologizing for Chun-Woo's behavior, until obviously the combo switches to Jung-Chang demanding what happened to Shi-Woon, and he's like, well, about that. And you can obviously know from the conversation just got cut, because what happening after that isn't going to be very pleasant. So Shi-Woon is on the phone to Jae-Il, and we finally get to see where he was with the rest of the Chun-Woo members. And yes, they saved them, even though it was difficult. Jae-Il looked after the members while Shi-Woon and Elder Kong were obviously dealing with the business. We saw a few chapters ago, and he was actually going to join them on to go and take on Seoul Tower, but he's interrupted by his good old friend Kwang-Young. So there's a rematch between them, and what we saw was badass. I mean, it was so crazy to see how skilled Jae-Il is and how alert. Even Kwang-Young said your eyes are sharp. And as we saw, Jae-Il was on the phone to Jin-Ie, and she was asking about the situation, what happened with the bomb and everything. There was a funny moment there as well with asking how Shi-Woon is, and he's like, hey, I was there too, but he's saying they're cool. But and obviously the conversation got cut short because he had to block one of Kwang-Young's blades with his phone. And then from then we just saw like a little scuffle with Jae-Il ending the little scuffle with one of his very strong kicks. This guy's, I've always admired how strong his kicks are in this series. So yeah, he's pretty much told Jin-Lee, I won't be able to catch up, I've got some business to deal with here. And so unfortunately Jae-Il won't be able to join, but it's good to see I guess him with a rematch with Kwang-Young. I like to see I'd say that end again, or because I can't remember exactly how the other one ended, but I think it got interrupted by Kwang-Young trying to go after Shi-Woon, or no, what was it? Shi-Woon knocked him out, I think, and then he knocked out Jae-Il. I think that was how it happened. But yeah, Jang-Il one, as I said, I'm starting to like this guy a bit more. He was in a conversation with Lee Kim-Sung, one of the helpers at his organization with the government. And he basically asked her for help, like to orchestrate certain things, like bringing a SWAT team investigating this and that. I'm not going to go into detail. And he asked her because he knew that no one would suspect her. She's very low ranked and she's not very intelligent. Stuff that she kind of called him up about with their little banter. It was actually quite funny as well. But in this conversation, he finds out that he's the most wanted. He's on the most wanted list, and he's noticed that this must be orchestrated by someone much higher ranked than he thought. Because when he asked the police chief, he was like, "You're naive." He's like, "You give me way too much credit. I didn't even know you was on your way here. So how could I have orchestrated some plan this elaborate?" He's like, "There's someone else much higher than this. I'm just another piece of the puzzle." And he's not spilling anything, as Lei Won informs Shi-Woon and Elder Kwan later that they won't be getting any government help because he's on the most wanted list. And the police chief is not spilling any information about what's going on with the Seoul Tower and basically who's pulling the strings. So yeah, they're pretty much in a bad spot in terms of reinforcements, but that's not really changing Shi-Woon's mind, as we see later, that they're preparing to go to the Seoul Tower. They're informed by Jin-Lee that Jae-Il is obviously busy right now in a fight. And I enjoyed this part because it shows how cute Jin-Lee can be, where she was very, submissive and I'd say nervous around Elder Kwan when she was trying to ask him if he was okay, but she couldn't get it out, and he was like, "You silly child, I haven't got time for this. I'll speak to you later." And it's really cute to see a sensitive side. So I'm just obviously enjoying all these character interactions and feeling. So as I mentioned earlier, Jung Lei-won, sorry, I'm fumbling words. Jung Lei-won basically informed Shi-Woon about, and Elder Kong about the whole government issue. They won't have any help, and he tries to convince him not to go because they're not gonna have any help, and Shi-Woon should know about the Marwon done that. Chun-Woo most likely has been taken and he could be addicted to it. How is he going to listen to him? I know Shi-Woon said you're the only person I'm going there for is Chun-Woo, but Chun-Woo could be so far gone and brainwashed that he won't even listen to him. But Shi-Woon says that the last time I pulled Chun-Woo out of his mindless state was when he had the black heaven and when he was using the black heaven and earth technique in the black origin threshold, and that mode is a mode where you cannot come out of it in terms of like unless you're knocked out or run out of energy. Usually you're mindless in that state, and Shi-Woon was able to pull him up before, which he stated. And so he's saying whether or not he's under the influence or addicted or not, I'm still going to go and try and help him. I trust my master. So he's completely unnerved. His resolve is as solid as steel, and he's going to go and march onto Seoul Tower. And so the chapter ends in a great way. We see Chun-Woo's underlings or followers trying to give him more of the manhwa done, but he's just as he's about to take it now, because he was in pain, he remembers a name, Shi-Woon's, and he said yes, I remember someone before Shi-Woon. So this is where I think the plot is going to take a weird turn of events now, where we're going to think he's going to start remembering more serious events. He's most likely will remember Shi-Ho in more detail. He's going to start getting his memory back, and he's going to most likely get violent. And maybe by the time Shi-Woon's there, he can convince him to, snap out of it, wake up. Or it could be the opposite, I don't know. But as I said, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's happening. The plot is definitely progressing. As I said before, everything's getting closer to, the big climax, the big finale. And I can't wait to see what happens. So as I said, good chapter this week. You have to give the author and the artists credit, because their artwork and writing is usually, as I said, very consistent and very well done as usual. So very happy with them. Always give them props, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So yeah, that was more or less the chapter in a nutshell. As I said, got a lot of filler to go through. I mean, I could go and discuss more about this chapter, but I don't want to go on for too long. So yeah, that's all I can say. Very much enjoyed it. It's good to see that Chun-Woo's finally remembered who Shi-Woon is, and we can see how he's going to react in the next chapter. So you guys know the usual. If you've got any opinions, predictions, comments about this one and the next one, leave them in the comment box below. And also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content, and I'll speak to you guys next time.